Jana Vallabha Giridharidhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharidhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Prabhupada Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad Divine Grace Avaicharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Discourse Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री प्रभुपाद अनुगा की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to some devotees all glories to some devotees all glories to some devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru Brahma all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 52. Yada te moha kalidam buddhiryattadittarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotadyasya shrutasya cha. Reading again from chapter 2, text 52. For those of you who are online. Yada te moha kalidam buddhiryatti tarishyati tada kantasi nirvedam shrotadyasya shrutasya cha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Please repeat. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Purport. There are many good examples in the lives of the great devotees of the Lord, of those who became indifferent to the rituals of the Vedas simply by devotional service to the Lord. When a person factually understands Krishna and his relationship with Krishna, he naturally becomes completely indifferent to the rituals of fruitive activities, even though an experienced Brahmana. Sri Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee and acharya in the line of the devotees, says, Sandhya Vandana Vadramastu Bhavato Bho Sanatupyam Namo Bho Devaha Pitarascha Tarpanadithau Na Aham Kshamam Kshamayataam Yatra Kvapi Nishadya Yadava Ulato Masya Kamsatvishaha Smaram Smaram Akam Harami Tadalam Manye Kim Anyena Me. O my prayers 3 times a day, all glory to you. O bathing, I offer my obeisances unto you. O demigods, O forefathers, please excuse me from my inability to offer you my respects. Now, wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of the Yadu dynasty, Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, and thereby I can free myself from all sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me. The Vedic rites and rituals are imperative for neophytes. Comprehending all kinds of prayer 3 times a day, taking bath early in the morning, offering respects to the forefathers, etc. But when one is fully in Krishna consciousness and is engaged in his transcendental loving service, one becomes indifferent to all these regulative principles because he has already attained perfection. If one can reach the platform of understanding by service to the Supreme Lord Krishna, he has no longer to execute different types of penances and sacrifices, as recommended in revealed scriptures. And similarly, one has not understood that the purpose of the Vedas is to reach Krishna and simply engages in the rituals, etc., then he is uselessly wasting time in such engagements. Persons in Krishna consciousness transcend the limit of Shabda Brahma or the range of the Vedas and Upanishads. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guravo Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tan Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshakarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to all of you on this Sunday evening session. We are seated at the lotus feet of Jagannath Balaram and Shubhadra Devi and the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and we are very happy to share Srila Prabhupada's commentary on the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Here Krishna is advising Arjuna that you in this material world can become very absorbed in being religious. You know, we are sometimes telling people they are not religious. There is no God-centered society. But Krishna is telling here, religion is only a bridge to achieve something which is the great goal, love of God. But if you get absorbed in religion itself also, it's a great impediment to getting the goal of life. Right? This you must understand very carefully. Religion is not the be-all and end-all. You can be very religious, but for what purpose are you religious? What do you want? Why do you go and learn, study, work hard and get admission into the medical college? What is the purpose of studying medicine? You know that. I want to become a doctor. Why do you become a doctor? I want to help cure people of disease, relieve them of pain. I also want to make money. You know the purpose. But if you're studying medicine and if somebody asks you, why are you studying? Just studying. It sounds very funny and it's very awkward. If somebody tells you, I'm just studying for the sake of studying. What is the end of your study? Similarly, there is Vedanta. Veda is knowledge. Vedanta is the end of knowledge. Anta. What is the end of Vedanta? What is the end of Vedas? Vedanta, what is it? Getting love of God. That is mentioned. Vedaisya sarved hameva vedyah Vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. By all the Vedas and study, everything, you must know me. That is the purpose of the Veda. And know me means what? At least get to know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Gives you knowledge. That is the end. But Bhagavatam, which is the commentary of the Vedanta, says, excuse me, there is something more than that also. One thing is to know Krishna, other thing is to fall in love with him. This is something even more secret and confidential mentioned in the Bhagavad Mahapurana. See, you can get to know somebody, but you may not be so intimately associated with them. For that, you have to spend a lot of time with them. And to get to know somebody, that you can express your love for that person. That you need more than knowing. You can have an acquaintance. I meet him in the stand when we are waiting for the bus. And we get to know each other a little bit. We share some thoughts and something. I know him more than an acquaintance. He is quite a good friend of mine. Your acquaintance changes into a friend because you exchange something more than just sweet talks and information. You get to visit each other's houses, get to know each other's families, and you have some distant connection, and then slowly you go somewhere on a trip together, you get to know each other even more. Then in a time of crisis in your family, they come and help you out, and in this way you become very close friends. You become very close friends. Even more than friendship. You can go even more than friendship and become very intimately associated. So getting to know is only the beginning. Vedanta helps you. Vedaisya sarve hameva vedyaha. The purpose of the Veda is to get to know me. Get to know me. That is Gyan. Krishna Gyan. So, the Veda has got a purpose. After all the religion that you follow, I get up early in the morning, I light the lamp, I clean the altar, I worship the Lord, I go to the temple, I do not tell a lie, I work very nicely, I help people, I give charity to the poor, I chant Rudram Chamakam every day, I chant Vishnu Sahasranama, I help my neighbor, I give Annadanam, I call the Brahmana home and I give him food, and then he chants some mantras. When my daughter is to get married, I go and consult the Brahma, he sees the Panchanga and gives the correct dates. He comes and does all the rituals and all the homa and the yajna. I am very religious. I go to the temple regularly. Why are you doing these things? My mother did it, my father did it, my grandfather did it, so I am also doing it. But what is it supposed to give you? What is supposed to? I don't know. I don't know. Prabhupada told us a story about how in the daughter's wedding, the father and mother are very busy with guests and everybody and everything. And the priest is making a huge homa and punda and he is offering ghee and chants and the couple has to do this, that, everything. Suddenly a cat comes from somewhere. One cat comes meow, you can, hey, very bad, this very inauspicious cat, put it inside the basket. So they got out the cat and put it on a basket on top of it and put it and wrapped it up. And then he said, I have to take my bath and come. They took bath and came. And then he did the homa and everything. The daughter watched everything. So she also grew up. She also was doing homa yajna, going to the temple, doing annadanam, giving food to the poor, giving this thing, everything, going to the temple, putting money in the hundi, doing archana, everything she did, going to holy pilgrimage, and putting this thing rolling on the ground, pradakshina, everything I did. Then she became so elderly, her daughter was going to get married. So when the daughter's wedding, she made sure that cat should be brought and put in the basket and kept next to the homa. I said, what? During my wedding they did it. It has to be done in the parampara. Cat should be brought. No, cat should be kept in the basket. It became a norm. How can you do the wedding without cat in the basket? Very important. Put the cat in the basket. Catch hold of a cat, put it in the basket. So slowly it became a norm that her daughter also did it. In this way, after some time people are asking, why are you doing this? My father did it. Why did my grandfather did it? Everybody knows. Nobody says why. So Prabhupada told the story and said, nobody asks question, why am I doing, what am I doing, what am I trying to get? Religion is filled with this type of rituals. When you ask people, why are you doing? ஏதோ ஐயருக்கு காசு கொடுத்து பண்றோம். Don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. Religiously doing things without understanding what you're doing. What you're doing, why are you doing? So that's why he's telling here, when your intelligence comes out of that illusion of religion, he's using the word yada gantasi. When you come out of that, when your intelligence is stuck in all those rituals and performances and all that, and becomes liberated from that, then you will understand what is the purpose of life, what is the purpose of religion, what is the goal, and you'll be able to see it. So this is what happened to India. In India, everything became a ritual. All the great tradition, all the great wonderful practices that was there. Towards the end of the Dwapara Yuga, you had Krishna disappearing from this planet. Krishna swadhamo bhagate dharmadhyanadibihi saha. When Krishna went along with him, dharma and jnana also went back. Kalau nashtat dashamesha puranatko adunotita. Then in order to replace that, Krishna sent the Srimad Bhagavatam. That is as good as Krishna. In that, you will see, just like it is mentioned here, Yatha Mohyati Khalidam. From the forest jungle of delusion when you come out. Because all those kings, great Pandavas and everybody were very dharmic. And they taught people Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad essence. They taught people Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They had them worship and go on the right track towards the real purpose of the Vedas, to the real purpose of religion. And after that, Kali Yuga was born. After Krishna left the end of Dwapara Yuga, the Kurukshetra war took place somewhere in, I think, 3089 BC. Something like that. 3100 was Kali Yuga's birth. And then afterwards, the great descendant of the Pandavas was Parikshit Maharaj, the last great dharmic king. And after that, there were other kings. Slowly, Kali Yuga to go. And there was a fall in the standard of Brahmanas who were directing the society towards proper understanding. When the Brahmanas became polluted in Kali Yuga, then proper directions did not go to the Kshatriyas who were ruling the society. They also became corrupted and polluted. In this way, all the kings after that went down lower and lower and lower. It's described, the whole lineage is described in the Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavad, 11th, 12th canto, it mentions about great kings. Chandragupta Maurya is mentioned. Chanakya Pandit is mentioned. It is written even before these things happen. It's already predicted these people will come. And it doesn't say great things about all these kings. It seems they are all not so good. We will read in the history book the golden age of the Guptas and all. Some wonderful things happened in the Gupta period. But according to Bhagavatam, nothing much happened because it was going down. So you see all these kings slowly allowed irreligion. All sorts of ritualistic religions started being followed. And people forgot the real purpose of religion. And then came Buddhism, Jainism, and all the kings associated. Then foreign invaders came inside because the whole Vedic tradition was lost. And it became weaker and weaker without the direction of great personalities. As kings, Raja Rishis were no more there. Then gradually it is mentioned that the monarchy fell down. Monarchy fell down because of Chanakya Pandit and all of them who instituted ruling of a different type. And then afterwards down and now we are in democracy. Civilizations have stopped, nationhood started, one nation fighting with another nation, and somebody trying to rule all nations together. All sorts of things have happened. So we are at a period of time when the whole real essence of Vedic culture is lost. And it is very dangerous in Kali Yuga. At that time, towards the end of the Dwapara Yuga, Krishna already spoke the Bhagavad Gita. And he said, this is how it will happen. And you will see that it is mentioned that in Kali Yuga, there is only one way. People are manda sumanda matayo mandappa kehi upakritaha. People have very low capacity intellectually to understand the Vedas and the purpose. And they are very disturbed mentally. And they are unfortunate, manda bhagya. And they are also very disturbed mentally. So due to all these reasons, it's very difficult for them to have the capacity to understand this philosophy, this purpose of religion and everything. But there is a simple way to understand the essence. The essence is getting love of God. Any religion that does not teach you how to love God is not proper. Because the end of religion is how to learn to express your love for the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead. This is the goal of life. Everybody wants to love, everybody wants to be loved. That is the basic human need. It's not only human need, it's a need of every soul. Even the dog, even the cat, and all of them have that in different degrees. The human has it in a big blossomed degree. I want to be having a relationship. I don't survive as a human being if I'm not loved and I'm not allowed to express love. But that exercise finds its perfection when you direct that love towards the Supreme Lord. Because in the material world also, whomever you exchange this love with, it is temporary. You die, that person dies, your love also dies. So it's disappointing, depressing. So in order for your love to be permanently growing, anandam, buddhivardhanam, and you are able to taste it and enjoy it, that is best happening when you invest it in the Supreme Lord. That is the purpose of the Veda. It's telling you, raso vaisaha rasam hi evayam latva nanda bhavati. Why do you think everybody is speaking about love? Great people, romanticism, talking about love, writing about love. Everybody likes to read about love and romance. What is that basic tendency that people automatically like? To hear about a loving relationship, about a romantic idea. Because that is the most important need. It's the most important need. It is just that it is perverted in the material world. We express our love to individuals and to things and make a mess of it. We don't know how to securely put it in the right place. Bhagavad Gita teaches us, repose your love in the Supreme. Man mana bhavamat bhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru ma evaishasi satyante pratijane priyosime. Krishna is guaranteeing that you will not be disappointed when you invest your love in me. He is guaranteeing that. You will see that you will have a completely different experience. This is the purpose of human life. This is the purpose of the Vedas. This is taught in the Bhagavad Gita. And this is also a need. There's also a need. So, to actually learn this is the essence of the Vedas. This is the deep, Buddha, confidential secret mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells Arjuna, I I will tell you one secret now. Guhyat Guhyataram Maya. Secret of all secrets, I'll tell you. Paramam Vachaha. Supreme secret, I'll tell you. And then only he tells that Man Mana Bhagavat Bhaktaha Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Fall in love with me. I call Bhagavad Gita a supreme love story. The greatest of all romances. Why? God is telling, fall in love with me. And we both will enjoy. Actually, that is the proposal. That is the proposal. Krishna is proposing to you. What about considering investing in me? Manmana bhava matpaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru. Otherwise, why is he saying this? Fall in love with me. That will solve all your problems. You need it. And I am waiting for it. Prabhupada used the word, Krishna is hungry for your love. This is the secret. This is the confidential information of the Vedas. It is very personal. It's a romantic relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is exactly what we want. And it is to be so perfect. Because you are having a relationship with the most perfect person, he will make it perfect. You will never be disappointed. Everybody else in this world can never satisfy you. Because they are all imperfect. They can't reciprocate properly. In Shakespearean terms, it's called unrequited love. If you've read Romeo and Juliet, if you've read these things, you will see that I make a proposal to you, and if you don't respond, then it is unrequited. Right? I'm telling you something, proposing, and you're not responding to me properly. It's not taken seriously. So Krishna already spoke the Bhagavad Gita at the end of Dwapara and made proposal to everybody. Manmanabhava Madbhaktaha Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. We are not understanding. We are busy chanting all the Vedas. We are busy doing all the rituals, putting the cat in the basket and keeping there and lighting the lamp, putting there, all this thing. Hey man, you don't need to do any of these things if you fall in love with me. That's the shloka telling you. If you fall in love with me, forget all the sadhana that you have to do. So Prabhupada is quoting Madhavendra Puri here. Sandhya Vandanam Bhadramastu. You know, in Brahmin's houses, during the Sandhis, they will chant Gayatri, Brahma Gayatri and all that. That is early in the morning. In sunrise, they will do that. In the sunset time, they will do that. In the afternoon time, they will do that. So he's telling, Tata bye bye to Sandhya Vandanam. I don't need to do it. And he's even saying, taking bath 3 times a day, no Tata bye bye. Bhadramastu is saying actually Tata bye bye. All the rituals and all to my forefathers, to my devatas, to all of them, a person has got indebted. If he's born in this world, you have to do certain things. The demigods and the devatas are making so many arrangements for you. They are putting sunlight, moonlight, air, rain. It's not all free. You know, the government charges you for electricity. They charge you for electricity. So Prabhupada said the Surya is not giving sunlight free. Moonlight also is not free. Vayu is also not sending air free. You have to pay. What is that? You have to do yagam, yajna. It is your duty to do. You cannot simply think everything is free. What is it? You must acknowledge it. Thank you very much. Because of you, I am able to see, I am able to remain healthy, I am able to enjoy my life. So you have to pay respects, you have to acknowledge it. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one who does not do it, stena evahi. He is a thief. He is stealing sunlight and you're not paying for it. You know, many times the religious now they put this thing on top of the mains and draw power to run the pump. They steal power. Many people do that. And they don't pay the bills. Same way, Bhagavad Gita says, you don't pay your bills for the sunlight, for the moonlight, for the air, for the rain, everything, you are a thief. Bhagavad Gita is saying that. So we have to pay. Then to our forefathers we are indebted. Because of them in the parampara we are born. To the Pitris, they are indebted, the forefathers. To the demigods, to the rishis and sages who have given us all the scriptures and the rituals and everything. God. So to everybody you are indebted. The system is running. You have to pay. So he's telling Madhavendra Puri, to all of you, excuse me, I cannot make payment. I cannot make payment. Why? Because wherever I sit down now, I can only remember the descendant of the Vrishni clan, Krishna. And that is enough for me. Even if you want to curse me, you can do it. Because I am in ecstasy. I'm so happy. My love is fully fulfilled. And I'm in a deep relationship with him. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. See, this is the shortcut. You don't have to yadate mohila kalidam. You don't have to go through all these processes. The samskaras, the purification, the learning, the gurukula, the Vedas, the patashala, the rituals, all these things you don't have to go through if you fall in love with Krishna. Doesn't it sound pretty good proposal? Shortcut. That is what is being taught by the great acharyas. In Kali Yuga, don't try all this great religious stuff. Some basic things you can do. Be clean, make, take bath, and you worship the Lord simply. The simplest way to worship the Lord is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And you read Bhagavad Gita, you offer to the Lord Bhoga, eat prasadam. You read Bhagavad Gita, do some practical service for Krishna. This is the best religion for the age. It is mentioned in the Bhagavad, mentioned in the scriptures. This is a best religion because it directly gives you the fruit, shortcut. So intelligent people, it's mentioned in the Bhagavad, people who are intelligent in Kali Yuga, they will do this. What is that? Krishna Varnam Visa Krishnam Sambho Pangastra Parshadam Yajnahi Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedasana. The Lord has again appeared in Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach you the shortcut. Don't go by the long cut and become a fool. It will take you very much effort and you may not get anything. So the shortcut is to become a devotee of Krishna. In Kali Yuga, in chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, worship the Lord in a very simple way, associate with devotees, you will be the most successful religious person. For teaching that, Krishna has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the simple religious aspect is what is being taught by Bhakti Swami Prabhupada and all the acharyas coming in the line. Only this is possible in Kali Yuga, successfully. Nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyata. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. So, here Krishna is advising Arjuna, you don't have to bother about being too religious. Just follow what I am saying. You develop love for me. You are successful. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki.
Prabhu, one question.
Yes, please give the mic.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, in your discourse, you mentioned about Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Romeo's love for Juliet was pure, spotless, and impeccable. If it was so, why his love did not end in marriage, but ended in death of the lovers? Why was it, Prabhu?
That is a question you should ask Shakespeare. I didn't write Romeo and Juliet. But I can tell you, generally speaking, on the basis of Gita, it was destined to fail from the beginning only. Why? Romeo will die one day. He may have died, both of them died young and committed suicide or something, according to the play. But even if he didn't commit suicide, material nature will kill you one day. You will die. And it is very long. Even if Romeo and Juliet had lived, they would have lived for some more time and died. It's any tragedy. Shakespearean tragedy is Romeo and Juliet. In fact, life is a tragedy. Everybody dies. It's planned like that. So your love will die, all your investments will die. Isn't it? If you have a little intelligence, you will be able to see this. That's why Krishna is making proposal. Don't invest there, invest in me. Your love will not die. It will not die. It's eternal. We are already associated together. You only have to revive that love. Isn't it a good investment? Isn't it an interesting thing to do? Wise thing to do. That's why Shakespeare has written Romeo and Juliet to show you if you invest like Romeo and Juliet, you are finished. And here, if you read Bhagavad Gita, you understand that you can do a better investment. Like Romeo and Juliet, everybody's life, many lives are there like Romeo and Juliet's life. Isn't it? So that is why we need spiritual intelligence. When you awaken your spirituality, you can see this. Otherwise, you'll not be able to see it. You're only worried, oh, why did Romeo do this? Why did this happen to Juliet? Why the father did this? Why the mother did this? Oh, wow. And you sit and talk and write another book as a commentary on that Romeo and Juliet, then you will also die. It's all very complicated. It never reaches any perfection. Because human life is meant to understand this. It's not meant for us to set right these things. This will not be set right. Because they are designed for you to understand the opposite. I hope that helps you. Any other question or comment?
Krishna, anybody have any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
We profusely thank His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj for his wonderful discourse on the Bhagavatam. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.